So look, WWE, they really are on a whole nother level right now, and I really want to talk about it. I want to talk about how they finally figured it out. And you're probably asking me, well, what did they figure out? So they figured out the storytelling side of things. We're gonna hop right into this, and we're gonna have a conversation. They figured out the storytelling side of things, and why I say that is because of the fact that the storytelling across all three brands, that being Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, is some of the best storytelling I've seen. Now, I know probably some of you do not watch NXT, but if you go watch, it honestly offers some of the most and best continuity I've ever seen. A good story right now being Ilya Dragunov, and Baron Corbin. Another good one, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes. Those are two great stories that I suggest everybody go check out. But on top of that, we have Monday Night Raw. And on Raw, we have a good story right now in Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso. The reason why that story is so good is, well, continuity, right? It makes sense. Jey Uso was a part of the bloodline that attacked Drew, stopped Drew from winning in front of the fans, and finally getting that moment he so rightfully deserved. It makes sense, right? And for a long time, that's what we were longing for in WWE, was the sense side of things. Not a lot of things added up. Not everything made sense. Yes, we can say it was a Vince McMahon problem. That's fair to say. And Triple H taking over helped tremendously. We honestly needed Triple H to step in. And I get it, there for a moment, Vince had kind of stepped back in when he was, selling the company, or they were merging the company with Endeavor. But it was important for Endeavor to put Triple H as head of creative, because Triple H has a fresh mind. Seth Rollins continuing to be the world champion right now is just told some of the greatest stories with Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins back. That was an amazing story. And now another story with Shinsuke and Cody Rhodes, talking about how Shinsuke has not been able to finish his story. If you guys don't know, Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble in 2018, and he ended up going to WrestleMania and losing to AJ Styles. It's just good storytelling. Everything makes sense. Now, I get it. There are some guys right now that aren't on TV that we'd like to see. Karrion Kross being one of them that I'd really love to see on TV, especially because when he returned, the whole thing with Roman Reigns, where he put the hourglass down. So that's a person that's left off TV that I'm like, oh man, I would love to see that guy right now. But that's just one little thing that I could pinpoint out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what WWE exactly changed. It felt like such a quick change. And I think that was the thing, to where like it was almost, you noticed it, but you didn't at the same time, right? Like Triple H taking over, you instantly felt something new. You felt something was going on, and you felt like something was going to work. And it did. On SmackDown, now we have Randy Orton. We have Randy Orton, who is now telling this story because the Bloodline took him out, and now he's going to face Roman Reigns. And then you have more stories to tell there. You have Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns. Those are stories that are going to work. You have Sami Zayn over on Raw, who's telling tremendous stories. His match with Drew McIntyre this past Monday was outstanding, and it just worked. So WWE has finally made these things feel legit. And for a long time, that's what they lacked. And AEW, back in 2019, kind of stepped into the fold, and they definitely helped, right? They helped tremendously, offering a new side of things, because at the time, we needed the new, right? The new felt necessary. Now, looking at it, it's like, okay, where does AEW go from here? That's a different topic for a different video, but you ask yourself those questions, like, okay, how can they separate themselves now? Because WWE has finally fixed the one problem that we all wanted fixed, and it seems like they're turning back into that company that they were in, we'll say, late 90s, early 2000s, even kind of going into the later 2000 years, they've turned, it feels like they're turning back into that company. They're bringing back old things and making them feel new again, right? Like general managers, for instance. We'll talk about the general managers. Bringing those general managers in is something from the early 2000s that it really started happening, and it was something that just made the show feel more watchable. I don't know what it was about it. I remember Eric Bischoff being the new general manager of Monday Night Raw and how important that felt at the time, coming from WCW and then coming onto Raw and running the thing pretty much after the long hatred between him and Vince. Having those general managers just adds more depth to the show. So now matches just don't happen. No, you have to get it approved by Nick Aldis or Adam Pearce. And I remember Adam Pearce was kind of doing both shows there for a minute, and it was just, oh, we're going to tell you what's going on, and this is how it's going to be. But now it's like, no, you got to think. Like, okay, Adam Pearce, he's going to think if he wants to make it official, right? And then he could say no, or he could say yeah. So it just adds to the storytelling, and it also adds to the brand separation. Because for a long time, everybody was like, oh, we need to stop the brand split. The brand split needs to go. And to that, I say, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, the brand split, at the time, it needed to go. But now it's like, oh, man, like, I'm ready for a one-on-one SmackDown pay-per-view, and I'm ready for a one-on-one Raw pay-per-view, and I'm ready to separate the two completely, because if we're going to go that route, and then Randy Orton signing the SmackDown contract, like that reminded me of 2005 when Batista signed the Raw contract. He was staying right on Raw, right? It's those things that make you feel like a kid again, and WWE is exceeding and excelling in the idea of making us feel like kids again. Let's be real here. That's why we watched. We watch because of the interest. It allows and it brings in interest. WWE has done a fantastic job with the interest side of things, excuse me. I feel intrigued. I feel like it's must-see TV. Tonight, CM Punk returning to SmackDown. It makes it feel like a big deal. He hasn't been there in 9 years. He's about to come on Roman Reigns' show, and you know the past there. And it's like there's so many layers that WWE is going in. I'm waiting for the day that they actually change the sets. That's something that I'm really looking forward to. Once they change the sets for both brands, I'll feel like, oh man, this is good. And I know they're getting ready to get new TV deals. So my guess is once the TV deals separate, that's when we'll see it. I know Friday Night SmackDown's going over to USA in 2024. Raw doesn't have a home yet, but I can imagine Raw will have a home very soon. But this is all just outstanding storytelling, and it all falls down there. The storytelling is so beyond important, and it feels like must-see TV. And must-see TV is everything. But guys, I want to know, and I want you guys to let me know. Let's have a conversation down in the comment section, and let's talk about, do you think WWE is making it work? Do you think they finally figured out the one thing that they were lacking for so many years? And if so, drop it down in the comment section below. I'll be replying to all the comments. And on top of that, if you're new here, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. But other than that, that's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really want to know what you guys think about WWE making these things work. And if they are making it work, what it is that you think is working. And if you feel like they're not, and they're not making it work, why do you think they're not making it work? I just want to let you guys know that this video is all opinion-based. This is just a conversation. So let's have one down in the comment section below. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace.